For a long time, I was afraid of speaking. Not the normal kind of nervous, not just butterflies. I mean the kind of fear where your heart races before you even stand up. Your hands shake, your mind goes blank, and all you want is to disappear. If you've ever avoided raising your hand, avoided presentations, or turned down opportunities just because you had to speak in front of people, this story is for you. Because that used to be me. I still remember the first time I realized I was scared of public speaking. I was standing in front of a small group, nothing big, but my body reacted like I was in danger. My throat tightened, my voice cracked, I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. I forgot what I wanted to say, even though I had practiced it. And the worst part wasn't the silence. It was the feeling afterward. Embarrassment, self-judgment, that voice in my head saying, "Why are you like this?" From that moment on, I started avoiding situations where I had to speak. I told myself excuses like, "I'm just not a speaker. Some people are born confident, others aren't. I'll work on it later." But here's the truth I didn't want to admit. I wasn't avoiding speaking. I was avoiding fear. And fear doesn't go away when you avoid it. It grows. Every time I stayed silent, fear got stronger. Every time I said no to an opportunity, fear felt justified. Until one day, I realized something painful. My fear of public speaking wasn't just affecting my voice. It was affecting my confidence, my career, my self-respect. I was letting fear decide what kind of life I was allowed to live. That's when things started to change. Not because I suddenly became confident, but because I got tired of being controlled. I asked myself one honest question. What am I actually afraid of? Was it forgetting my words, looking stupid, being judged? And then I asked something even deeper. What's the worst that could really happen? People might judge me? So what? They already do. I might mess up. Everyone messes up. I realized my fear wasn't about speaking. It was about wanting to be perfect. And perfection is a prison. The turning point came when I stopped trying to eliminate fear and started learning how to move with it. The first thing I did was simple but uncomfortable. I spoke anyway. Not on big stages, not in front of hundreds of people. I started small. I spoke up in meetings. I shared my opinion even when my voice shook. I accepted small opportunities instead of running from them. And yes, it was awkward. My voice trembled. My words weren't smooth. Sometimes I felt embarrassed. But something powerful happened every time I spoke. Fear lost a little bit of control. Then I learned something that changed everything. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is proof that you survived fear before. The more I spoke, the more my brain learned. This is uncomfortable, but it's not dangerous. Another big lesson was this. People aren't watching you the way you think they are. Most people aren't waiting for you to fail. They're thinking about themselves. Once I stopped seeing the audience as judges and started seeing them as humans, everything shifted. I stopped trying to impress. I started trying to connect. I also stopped memorizing speeches word for word. Instead, I focused on knowing my message, speaking like a human, allowing mistakes. Mistakes didn't ruin my speaking. They made it real. And here's the part no one talks about. Public speaking didn't just make me a better speaker. It made me a stronger person. I became more assertive, more confident in conversations, more willing to be seen. Fear stopped shrinking my world. Today, do I still feel nervous sometimes? Yes. But fear no longer controls me. I've learned to breathe through it, to slow down, to trust myself. And if you're struggling with fear of public speaking, I want you to hear this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. Fear doesn't mean you're weak. It means you care. But don't let fear write your story. Start small. Speak imperfectly. Show up scared. Because every time you do, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more. The voice you're afraid to use might be the one that changes your life. And one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't overcome fear by waiting for it to disappear. You overcame it by speaking anyway.